It's Blake's Buzz Live. Hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, buzz, babies! Happy Wednesday, happy new comic book day, and welcome to Blake's Buzz Live. I'm your host, Blake Morgan. Blake Thomas Morgan, if you want to know the whole name. I'll give you my social. No, I'm just kidding. You can't have that. Can't have that. Can't have it. I am so happy to be here. We got some amazing guests. As always, I'm just a lucky white podcaster in America, and but I am lucky. I get a lot of great guests. We talk about a lot of amazing books on this show, amazing talent from a plethora of different creators with different styles and voices, and it's just, I love it. I love learning about new amazing comic books every Wednesday. Anyway, we're gonna get to those comics, but first we got a couple things to talk about, like Will Allred's crossover division number 8, which is the next chapter of the Kickstarter favorite literary infused multiversal saga, and it's returning to Kickstarter. This time, Hank and Hector find themselves face to face with Sherlock Holmes, but I guarantee you this won't be your normal romp along Baker Street. Sign up for the pre-launch page to get notified the moment the campaign goes live. Plus, you won't miss your chance to snag this gorgeous Tula Lotte variant at that early bird special price. Save yourself a couple bucks. Times are hard, so saving a couple bucks in these trying times, it's all about that. You can find the link to Crossover Division in the show notes. Guess what? Every book we talk about tonight, there are links in the show notes. You click on those bad member jammers, takes you to the campaign page. You support indie comics. Boom, you're a hero. I'm not great at math, but it adds up right to me. All right. Next up, this is a weird thing. All right. Booked for Life by Brian Cohen. I'm managing this campaign and building it. It is not a comic book. It is a book on coaching. It is probably not for the majority of the people watching this show, but there's a plethora of add-on and marketing courses, and something Brian does is coach authors in marketing. He's very, very good at it. So even though this book may not be for you, maybe you're not a lifestyle coach, there's going to be this add-on menu with all these courses on marketing, how to get your book on Amazon, what to do after it's on Amazon, how to make ads and target ads to audiences, build your audience, retain your audience, doing a lot of cool stuff on this campaign. And like I said, it's the first campaign I've run that is not comic related, because your boy's doing such a damn good job. And people outside comics are calling to hire me. Pretty crazy. On that note, you launching your own campaign? Do you need some help? If you're a creator with a comic or a passion project and you aren't sure where to start with crowdfunding, I got some great news for you. Blake's Buzz and Laguna Studios are here to help. From campaign planning, from campaign planning. Here it is, starting early, folks. From campaign planning and page design to marketing, fulfillment strategy, and full service campaign management. That's what your boy does. I'll hop on a call if you need me to. We got your back. Reach out. Let's build something together. All right. There's no need. You don't have to do these things alone. You don't have to do them alone. That's just how it goes. All right. We got some guests. Oh wait, we got people saying hi in the comments. What's up, Joel? He made it. Watching from the car. Hopefully you're driving at the same time. I like when it's safe. Andy says he's gonna need to hire me to hype him up. I will. I'll do that. I'll do your voicemail, do your outgoing messages. We gotta pay for this gaming PC, baby. We gotta pay for it. All right. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Appreciate you. All right, let's bring out the talent. Let's bring out why y'all are really here. I moved my mixer to the other side. Oh, this is awkward. I gotta cue some stuff up. All right, here we go. First up, he's a writer of the Eisner-nominated Atonement Bell, and he's here to talk about a new horror mystery that's live on Kickstarter and ready to terrify. Let's get him out here to tell us all about the Agony of Stars. It's Mr. Jim Ousley! What's up, baby?
Blake, you gotta love a guy with a hot dog cap.
Gotta love a guy with a hot dog hat and a mouth full of hot dogs, baby. That's what we do. Yay for me. That's a big
I
bite.
wish I would have brought hot dogs. I'm jealous.
I forgot to warn you. Yeah, hot dog my mustache. All right, Jim, how's your night? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Had a really good day. I did a in-store today at Bugs Comics, and that was fun talking to people. And yeah, just being busy with this Kickstarter for the Agony of Stars.
I'm gonna do something. Do something a little bit different here. I'm gonna throw a loop into the gears. Throw a loop into the gears.
Okay.
That's a new saying. That just
The
developed
loop
it
into the
live.
gears.
Live on Blake's Buzz. Tell us before we get real into before we bring out our other guest. Hit us with that quick con table pitch and let us know what the Agony of Stars is all about, baby.
Yeah, the Agony of Stars is a slasher, a police procedural, and a kind of a meditation on love and aging. So what it's about, it follows a caretaker named Maya who befriends Corin. She's a woman suffering from the early stages of dementia. And when the members of a controversial police unit from the 1980s start being murdered one by one by a serial killer, detectives Luther Morris and Bobby Hahn discover that the killer they're pursuing is somehow tied to Corin and a heartbreaking secret.
Ooh, I love so you're gonna creep us out and play with our heartstrings a little bit. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll pull up the page shortly. The art looks great. Page looks great. I'm really excited to dive more into it. You still got 2 weeks left. Broke 100 backers, sitting at over 88. Broke $8,000. So the goal is coming up. I'm interested to talk about that too because there's a lot of the planning on the goal amount, right? That's a strategic maneuver now, right? And some people go like ultra low, like so low. You're like, what are you thinking? They're also pricing it too high creates a risk too. We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna talk about real comic stuff tonight, folks. Get into the nitty gritty at Kickstarter. But first, we got one more amazing guest to bring up, and let's get some things queued here. All right, next. He's the king of oversharing, and he may actually like hot dogs more than I do. He's an amazing illustrator, a raw, hilarious writer who laughs at sleep and sane schedules. He'll make a comic in 24 hours if you pay him enough. But he's not here to talk about that. He's here to talk about a new graphic memoir on Kickstarter. Oops, all Richards, friends, folks, enemies, if you're out there listening, let's get him out of here. It's Richard Fairgray! Whoa!
I gotta ask, have I ever told the story about getting hot dogs in the mail on this show?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna put out full credentials, all right?
Okay.
So and then we can fight, obviously. And this is a relatively this is a PG-13 story, I swear. Do you remember back in the day they had those like share a Coke with labels on bottles of Coke? So I noticed that none of those bottles for some reason said share a Coke with Richard Fairgray. So I made my own and I sent them out to members of my like at the time fan club and said like, please go put these on bottles in stores. I want people to start bringing me bottles of Coke at conventions. I ended up getting like 300 bottles of Coke brought to me at shows. I'm like, this is pretty sick. I'm going to start doing this for other things I want. I was doing LA Comic-Con like 4 years ago. And I was like, I'm really sick of having to walk all the way out the door to get a hot dog and have to come in back through security because there are really good hot dogs right at the front there. So I start making sure that all of my profile pictures and all of my publicity shots are me eating hot dogs. This is in every book that is published with my name on it from like 2023 to 2026. It's all like me chomping down on big sloppy wet boys. Now, I'm working with this publicist at the time, and she's like, Richard, we have to like weaponize this somehow. How gross are you willing to get? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how fresh do you need these hot dogs to be? I'm like, as long as there's no ketchup on them, I'm good to go. And so she puts forward this idea. I want to be clear, this is not my idea. She puts forward this idea. What if we get people to send you hot dogs in the mail, and then you eat them, post a video of it, and then send them a copy of the first issue of this new book that we're promoting? And I was like, that's a really good idea. There was hot dogs on the cover of the book. So we publish my address online. We make some announcements on some blogs and some podcasts. And then I suddenly get called out of town for like 6 weeks with no warning. And I get home to like a butt ton of hot dogs that have been ram jammed through my mail slot that are like sitting rotting on the floor of my office.
Ram jammed
But
through your mail slot.
I've made a promise with you and the Lord to eat those hot dogs on video. And so I do it. I sit on my brand new couch. I spill a lot of mustard, a lot of real stinky old mustard, and I get more butt sick than I've ever been in my life. You tell me that you love hot dogs more than me one more time.
I do. I've never eaten rotten dogs, baby. I've never.
Richard, you won in my eyes.
No one won in this situation.
No one won.
Oh my God, man!
Oh.
How long were you sick? How long were you sick for?
Like 4 days, and then I went to a Wilco concert, which is embarrassing on its own. But I left early to buy hot dogs because I didn't want to wait in line, and I bought 5 hot dogs and then ate them on my walk home, and then like ate the last 2 on the toilet. So, like, no lessons were learned.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
I'm 41 years old.
I love this. I love everything about this. Yeah,
You love hot dogs more than all of us.
yeah, exactly.
One day I'll tell my buffalo sauce story.
Oh my God.
Jim, we got Mad Prophet Tommy in the house. Tommy's got another show, Aggressive Positivity, live on Tuesday nights. Jim, you just hung out with these 2 wild men. I heard.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was so much fun, man. They were really cool guys.
Nice. That's
I really had a good
I'm
time
kidding.
with them.
I love them.
It was very
I love them
loose.
both. I got to meet both of them. Like, I got to hang out with them like in real life at Comics Pro. It was we had good times. We had good times. We'll have to do it again.
No, Blake,
to do real life, like we do like real life podcasting, like sit in chairs with microphones like the rich people do.
You were doing that, right? You were in a chair
right now.
You have a
With
microphone.
All of us in the same room, though, right? And like the camera pans, right? And you can see like our legs.
Well, this is not a ringer situation. Like we gotta do this like the genuine artists on the ground, like bringing it to the people from distance. You know, we are proving that our love can connect across the internet.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the rush spin. It feels good. It feels warm, like a warm sloppy hot dog.
Like, right?
That might be a stroke you're having, Jim.
Speaking of strokes, I don't know how we're gonna segue from strokes to corn dogs, but I love
not
a
on a
good corn dog.
PG-13 show.
I love a mini corn dog. I love a big corn dog. I love a breakfast corn dog. There's a really good breakfast corn dog, Jimmy Dean corn dog you can get that's a sausage wrapped around blueberry pancake. Let me tell you something, folks. That's a tasty bite first thing in the morning. All right. How do you guys feel about hot dogs? I feel like the room has a pretty good feeling of hot dogs. But what do you guys feel about the corn dog cousin?
I love corn dogs. I love hot dogs. I don't know if I don't have the same love that you guys have for corn dogs, but I love them. There's a place in St. Louis. There's a band called The Urge, and they're from St. Louis. And the singer has like a chain of hot dog restaurants. Not a chain. He's got 2 or 3, but they're really awesome hot dogs. And I go there as often as I can. Steve's Hot Dogs is the name.
I have a pretty firm rule. I won't eat hot dogs from anywhere with a roof. Like I think that hot dogs are really an outdoor food, and as soon as you put a roof on it, you're upcharging me for no improvement of food quality.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, this is pretty good. Steve's Hot Dogs might test that theory. If you ever come to St. Louis, and why would you? But if you do, I'll take you to Steve's Hot Dogs.
Will they bring it to me outdoors? Can I just wait outside and have it? Do you remember those? Do you remember those Hamburglar? Do you remember when they tried to make the Hamburglar sexy?
No.
Sexy? I don't remember that. I remember Hamburglar, but not sexy Hamburglar.
So back in 2016, they brought back the Hamburglar briefly, and they tried to make him sexy. And so they had this like DILF Hamburglar, and he was like regular middle-aged dad type, like grilling burgers in the backyard, and then the smell overwhelms him, and he sneaks into the house, and his wife looks all worried, and then he like moves a painting and puts in a key thing, and like a door opens up, and you see the cape and the hat, and then you see like the red rubber gloves slowly fill up, and you hear him go rabble rabble, and like it was them bringing back. And then like there's another ad where he's like loitering outside of McDonald's, lying on the phone to his wife about why he's late to his kid's birthday party, but he's like clearly going through the dumpster for some dirty McDonald's meat. This is not a fever dream. This was a real thing. This was a
That was
very
a commercial.
yeah, these were real commercials where they tried to make the Hamburglar sexy, and I did personally enjoy them a lot for a lot of complicated feelings I have toward McDonald's characters. But like I would like to be that guy at Steve's Hot Dogs. Like if someone can sneak me some dogs into the parking lot and just like promise not to tell the internet that I ate a roofed dog.
Your secret would be safe with me. I would do that for you. You brought up a memory for me. I used to sleep when I was a kid with a stuffed Ronald McDonald doll and a stuffed Hamburglar doll, complete with cape.
Jim, how old are you?
I'm 57.
Was it the Ronald McDonald with the grimace in his pocket and the whistle around his neck?
No, this was just a normal stuffed
A
flat.
normal stuffed Ronald. Okay, that's a combination of words I didn't expect.
But there was also a Ronald McDonald's doll that you could buy in stores. They had like the sculpted head, and it was a full body thing. And
Yeah,
This
I
was
have
not
I have
that.
the creepy one where you can clip the whistle into the mouth and you squeeze the tummy and it's like sort of a safety whistle, which I don't understand why Ronald needs. And then I have the
Wait.
like 1980s staff like employee of the month reward was a Grimace money bank that I have as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I miss the McDonald's characters. They're so boring now that McDonald's is.
yeah.
They don't do anything with them anymore.
Well, I mean, because
Yeah.
people are like, I can't remember. I think it's Steve Allen who said, like, what's the point of clowns? Children find them scary and adults find them boring.
Mm,
So it tracks.
yeah.
Well, I never found Ronald boring. I always thought he was very exciting.
Because you're right in the King Moody phase of Ronald. Like King Moody played Ronald when you were growing up. Because I grew up like right on the cusp where King Moody retired and was replaced by Squire Friedel.
I had no idea the names of the guys that played Ronald McDonald.
King
So
Moody was the grandfather of Paul Bearer from WWF.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I had no idea.
This is the kind of cool normal stuff, you know, when you make comics.
Oh yeah, real quick, Richard. Tell us about Oops All Richard and why you felt the need to commemorate a mushroom trip. I love it, but it I don't know. It seems different than what I've read from you. So far.
So Oops All Richards is a swirling surrealist psychedelic story about, or meta narrative about me falling apart in what was meant to be a short wraparound piece to combine 3 other short stories from other anthologies that unfortunately huge parts of my life fell apart in the process of writing it, and it's now spiraled out into a full-length memoir which still features those 3 short stories, but rather than covering one night of my life, now covers about a year.
Wow. That's interesting because it's the section, the short segment you sent me, it really has a lot of movement. Like just the panels like move, the way you like maneuver through the train and then when yourselves start maneuvering through their segment, it's just, I don't know, man. It tripped me out. Like it really, there's a lot of motion in it, right? And that's crazy because like the art doesn't move. So like I know I sound like a pompous weirdo when I'm like the movement, the flow, but it really does, man. Like your eye rolls along the page like it's supposed to, and the guided lines and I love how sometimes the back side panels, the like kind of out of focus panels, they have like the mushrooms on them framing the scene, and a lot of smart, cool stuff. You know, your last release, the one you did with Pat Shand, you were kind of in an experimental mode, trying some new stuff. Is that still where your head's kind of at? Are you kind of like you even said you kind of had these already planned out in a way, and then kind of decided to do something different with them? Are you?
Well, you know, like you know me, every book I do, I try to do something that I've never done. I try to push, like with back when I did Ambitious Failures a couple of years ago, I really tried to make like every page a new visual experiment. There was I'm not going to name names here, but a very boring writer who we know went on twitter.com, and before it was, full of Nazis. Well, before it was like publicly full of Nazis.
Yeah, they were there. They just were pretending not to be.
Yeah. And he went on this rant about how he never puts more than 5 panels in his per page in his script because he respects his artist's time. And I was like, well, your artist hates you and is bored, and your work is boring. So I'm just going to quietly do something against that. And so, like every single page of Ambitious Failures, which is a 64-page book made in 9 days, but like I was like, we know where the top left is and the bottom right is. There's nothing to say that we have to go in a straight line in between. We can go, as long as we don't lose clarity, we can do a lot with this form that hasn't been done. And after that, with Get My Head Straight and with some of the later Haunted Hill stuff, I was sort of toying with this and like playing around with like merging different styles. And, with 4 Color Heroes, I'm obviously doing like multiple different styles of the like imagined comic and then the real comic, and kind of having the real life stuff slowly become more dynamic and colorful as this boy's life kind of opens up to the world of superheroes. So it's always kind of been on the trajectory, but with the book I did that I wrote for Pat, Star Effer, I guess we have to be PG-13. I was like really pushing with like making the art out of different things with the collage and the paintings and the sculpture and the photography and the like stenciling through fabrics and all of that stuff. But that's about creating this like swirling miasma of grief for this woman as like inspiration is literally leaking out of her. With this one, it's I'm back to drawing. I'm back to like, holding a pen in my hand, which is my favorite thing to do, and really trying to like just play with the timing on it. This is about me and 2 other versions of me in the beginning that has split off, that are moving through a world, and they're moving through a world that exists whether we're in it or not. So I'm trying to do a lot of stuff on the pages where there might be panels that we are not in, that you can see the line where we are moving, and you can see the other areas where there is just the background being left behind. There's the muffled audio from the train speakers, which obviously we don't need to hear the exact wording of the announcer, but we know I want to create something that looks like fuzzy dialogue, so it's all me trying to create something that feels closer and closer to not what the real world is, but how the real world feels.
Hell yeah.
Really interesting. That sounds cool.
Thanks.
And what's the name of the book, Richard?
Oops, All
Go back
Richards.
to this.
Oops, All Richards.
Okay.
And it's oops,
Okay.
oops with an exclamation point, just like the cereal. Originally, originally this was meant to be just I do a lot of like small short memoir pieces in other people's anthologies, and I was gonna start collecting them as floppies, 3 at a time. And the idea was I was going to call it I'm tired of backing a Kickstarter anthology just to get one Richard Fairgray story, but I decided that might make me seem like an asshole, so I went with Oops, All Richards instead. And then this other story built up around it when a fan gave me mushrooms at San Diego last year.
Yeah, man, you're having a way better con experience than I have. I offered a couple years ago. I was at Planet, and I had like I had a whole bunch of gummies. I brought a bunch of edibles and like 5-hour energy drinks, and like I had snacks. I came prepared for Planet, and everybody I would run into, they'd be like, "Oh man, I'm just dead." I was like, "Want a gummy?" And they were like, "What? No." And I was like, "All right." They were like, I was like, "Want a snack? Want an energy drink?" They were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to help, man." No one ever wanted a gummy though. I don't know why. I love having gummies.
2 years ago at Baltimore, I was really in the bag for like just getting a lot of protein in me while I was standing and selling at cons.
Mhm.
And so I'd buy 3 packs of little sausages and just chomp down those bad boys all day, Because the good thing about a little sausage is if a customer comes along, you can just swallow it immediately. And then you don't have to like worry about chewing, right?
Yeah. It's not like
But-
having a big bite of hot dog in your mouth on a live stream.
Who would do that? So, but what kept happening is like I'd take a little sausage out of the bag, be on my way to the mouth area. A customer would come along. I'd have to slide that bad boy right in my pocket. And I'd be like, got to deal with those later. I'm at the Ringo Awards, okay? And it's like after at the bar afterwards, a bunch of us are hanging out. I'm talking to a journalist. I'm not going to say who, but not someone who's known for being friendly, shall we say? Like quite famously unfriendly. Someone who I like a lot, partly because this person is mean girl energy in the same way that I have. And I went to show her something on my phone. And when I took my phone out of my pocket, like 7 sausages fell on the ground. And she just looked at me with this absolute sympathy and like her hand on my arm and said, "Richard, are you okay?" And like all I could do was like quietly pick up my sausages and put them back in my pocket and like walk away thinking like, how many sausages are in there? How many fell on the ground? What's the risk of eating one now? Is it a floor sausage? Is it a fresh sausage? Like obviously I ate all of them and it was 11 sausages in total, but that was like later alone time.
Was this before or after the raw or the old hot dog incident?
This was like
Yeah.
there's like a year and a half after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're prepared.
Yeah, look,
You're more prepared for that.
I used to buy a bucket of KFC every Sunday night and then reheat it for breakfast and lunch every day for the week.
Yeah.
Like my body is a fortress built inside out. Anyway, so I ran into a dear friend, Dean Haspiel, not really a dear friend, but a fun comic friend. And he's like, "Richard, you okay? You look a little shaken." And before I could say anything to explain the sausage incident, he said, "Oh, was Howard Chaykin mean to you?" And I jokingly said, I going to be clear. I don't know Howard at all. I was just responding to the thing that Dean had said to me. And Howard is famously mean to a lot of people at shows. So I just said, "Oh, it's so difficult with Howard and I because we hate each other, but I really think he might be the sexiest man in comics." And the next day, the rumor had spread that I was super into Howard Chaykin. And then Howard left the show early, as he always does every year at Baltimore Comic-Con. And then the rumor got back to me that Howard had left the show because I had made him uncomfortable with my advances. Never spoke to him, never interacted with him on any level. Dean Haspiel spread a mean lie about me.
That sounds very comic booky. That's like everybody's mad at each
Probably
other,
comic
grossed
booky.
out. No one's ever actually talked to each other. That checks out. That checks out 110%.
And like, don't get me look, Howard Chaykin's a very sexy man. I don't want to, put out the rumor that he's not, but I was not actually. I had no interactions with him whatsoever.
Well, I don't know how we're going to.
I had the pleasure of meeting him.
Apparently, he's very mean.
Personally. Oh yeah, I've heard.
There's a lot of people who I've heard people say a lot of people are mean at conventions and they've been nice to me. You know who's not been nice to me but did get me an interview with Kevin Eastman has Chris Claremont. And the only reason he got me the interview with Kevin Eastman was because he was being a dick to Kevin Eastman.
Chris Claremont being a dick to Kevin Eastman? I don't believe it for a second.
Like they were.
He got you to do it because he wanted to piss him off.
Yeah, like he was. I walk up. They all did this panel together, and I walked up to the because I had a press badge, and so I walk up and I took a picture, and I was like, "Hey, Kevin," I was like, "Man," I was like, do you have time for like a 5-minute interview?" And he was like, "Nah." It was the last day of the con. And he was like, "Nah," and he was like trying to say no, and I'm like, "It's cool, dude." I'm like in the middle of saying it's cool, and Chris Claremont goes, "Of course he has time, sir. He would be happy to do that interview." And Kevin was like, "Yeah, come find me like around the end of the show." And he did. He gave me a little interview. But yeah, he was like Chris Claremont was just doing it to be snarky. But yeah, I asked him for an interview one time and he goes, because they let press in like 30 minutes early on Saturdays. And so they let me in early and Chris is talking to all these people and they're like asking him questions and stuff. And I said, "Hey Chris, like, would you have time for like a short interview sometime today?" And he looks at me and then he goes, he looks at his watch and he goes, this thing hasn't even started yet. And he just turns away and starts talking to the P. I was like, okay, I'll go myself. Sorry,
Wow.
sir. But anyway,
Well,
I still
did you
love
ever
the
get the
guy.
interview?
Huh? No, I did not.
No. Okay.
He did sign some X-Men comics for $10 a piece that I paid for. But anyway, it's whatever. It was still.
I was at a show where someone was charging $60 per signature this past weekend, like just for regular comic, not even for like ones being graded or witnessed. Just $60 was their starting.
I was pretty shocked.
That's crazy to me.
Paul
For just
Dini,
13 letters.
Wow.
Paul Dini was charging $50 for SIGs.
That's only 8 letters. My God, mathematically, that's even worse.
Yeah, and people were like showing up with, oh man, I was like, wow, it was crazy how much stuff. And he was sitting right next to the booth that they were selling like the animated cells from like Batman the Animated. So like people were dropping
Oh, the
like
Warner
3,
Brothers
4,
thing. Yeah.
$500 like at the booths, and then walking right over and paying another 50. I was just like, man. I looked at them. I figured they'd be like 150, 200, and I was like, I maybe could swing that, maybe. And I'm looking at them, like the cheapest one's 350, and I was like, oh, we are not we're not in film cell collecting territory here at Blake's Buzz, but that's fine. That's not what we're here to talk about tonight. We're here to talk about wonderfully affordable comics that you can get for not $350 right on Kickstarter. I got this queued up. I'm gonna bring up Jim's page here. The Agony of Stars. I want to go through some of this art, man, because I am really feeling art. I also love your I'm a big I'm a page designer myself, as I mentioned, because I was like, man, I should probably start shouting out like my job during my own show.
Your skills, why not let people know?
Yeah. But
you love hot dogs, but there's so much more to you.
Right? I do a lot of stuff. But I like the banners. You should really everybody should utilize banners. I know you can make the headings, right? But banners are cool. Anyway, I like the blood spatter and stuff.
Bad for SEO though. If you have a banner instead of text.
There's still you can still have the text. You can link the text to the banner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can still get your SEO. You still get your SEO. Let's talk about it. Where did you find your artist here, Jim? Because it's heavy, it's dark, it's mean, like it feels like they just really drug the inks into the paper, right? Like there's like force behind these images.
Yeah, I'm working with a couple of Canadian guys. The artist is Etienne Derpigny. He's gonna kill me because I still can't properly pronounce his last name.
I know him. He did Dead Kingdom. He's been on the show a couple times. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's such a cool guy, and I just love his art style from Dead Kingdom, and wanted to work with him on this. And he's just doing a really bang up job with the whole series, and lovely guy too to work with.
He's so nice.
The colorist is Paul Little, who's also Canadian. He lives in Quebec, I think. And he's doing a great job with the colors, and it's probably the most fun and cohesive, like creative team I've ever worked with. It's just having fun with the people that you're working with and you're collaborating with is like more than half of the enjoyment you get from these experiences.
Absolutely.
And,
vibing with your people is worth so much, and you can when you can read it like. Usually the creative teams get along. Like very rarely do like the teams like everybody on the comic hates each other, right? And there's like a seething hatred. But there's not all the times do you like make friends, right? Not all the times do you like keep in touch afterwards or try and find time in your schedules to like work together again, right? There's those relationships don't happen all the time. So like when the vibes are real and like the creative juices are clicking and everybody's having fun, as a reader, that really does come alive, like in your hand when you're reading it. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
P.S. I love this cover so much.
Thank you. Yeah. We had like 5 different options, and that's the one that we all just really loved a lot. So it's
it feels like a movie poster. It looks like a cool movie poster.
Yeah, and I just love, I feel like with titles, it's once you have a good title that you like, it's like a flagship you can sail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love having a title. That's when I can really go to town, and
Was
that's the
this
variant cover right there.
this is a good this is a great cover too. You have a great title. The Agony of Stars. It's intriguing, it lingers. It's not like crazy long. It's not half a sentence, which is like for a while if you had a horror comic, it had to have like the trade dress had to take up like the whole cover.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's like just short enough, but it also has substance behind it. I love what you did with the logo is great too, with like the numbers crossed out for the T.
yeah.
How did tell me about this? This is something we don't talk about on the show a lot, but like a good title means a lot, and a good logo and a strong trade dress mean the world to a book, especially now. Like some people say it's not fair, some people say, hey, that's kind of where things are headed, but production, your production level on Kickstarter isn't, you can't, if you have zine quality work, you have to be honest about that. You have to say like, hey, we're publishing a zine, not a comic, right? Like if you
Sure.
publish a
Yeah,
comic, there are expectations now on Kickstarter, right? If you're lettering your comic in paint or whatever, if you're just they were picky about letters, and they're picky about design and trade dress and stuff. And anyways, I really love the logo, I love the title. Hit us with where some of the sauce came from, because there's a lot of good thinking behind that. There's a good hook visually, audibly. Listen, let me know.
a lot of it came from. So my mom she passed away a couple of years ago, from uh, dementia and Parkinson's, and so that kind of, when they say write what you know, it doesn't mean you should write about watching TV or doing all the normal stuff. You just things that hit you in life, that tends to, if you write stuff, that tends to seep in and come out as a story. And my dad was a police officer in St. Louis, and when she passed away, I was thinking about growing up in a policeman's family, and a lot of things that I heard about, and losing my mom, and it all just kind of funneled into this story. And I really like to combine things that are I like to combine disparate elements that don't seem like they should go together, but they go together in a way that feels satisfying. And that's kind of what I always try to do. And I feel like with this new series, I really I feel good about it. I feel like I really nailed that, what I wanted to, what I was after. You know what I mean? And that feels really good to do that. And you
Hell
were
yeah,
talking
dude.
about like the cost and everything. A lot of it is, for me, is making sure I pay um, the talented people that I work with what they're worth. So I want to pay Eddie and what he's asking for, and Paul Little what he's asking for, and Ed Dukeshire, who's my letterer. I want to make sure that he's taken care of in a way that just shows respect to your collaborators. So that's kind of how I approach it.
Also, I like how you
With
got one of the best letters in the game. And when I mentioned how like production, like we expect more on Kickstarter with production and lettering, you're like, I got Ed. Like, well, hell yeah. Like, but no, that's
that's great.
you got a very, very strong team. It's a strong team, and also a team with like a lot of years of experience, done a lot of publications, and all those people have been on Kickstarter, right? So like, folks,
Yeah,
you got a safe bet here. You got a strong title, or with a killer hook, killer art, right? You got Kickstarter vets that have done this before. They've successfully fulfilled campaigns before. I've backed them. I've been there. So like
yeah.
it's so you got for real, check it out. I'm excited about it. And like I said, Etienne's been on this show a few times. I love him. I love his art. Dead Kingdom is so gnarly, and it's so
It's so
cool that
good.
they keep making like more of them, and people keep buying them, which is pretty cool. I do got to ask, do you have any, you went from Kickstarter to direct market, which is not, that's not an unheard of thing, right? It's it happens a lot. You get the book done, you get it printed. It's a lot easier to pitch a printed book that's real, or even a full PDF you can send out, right? But anyway, are you talking to Red 5 or I don't want to throw any but do you have aspirations for the direct market for this, or are you just going to do the crowdfunding and see what happens?
I think we're talking about it right now, but I think Red 5 is going to be publishing the series. Yeah.
They do cool stuff. I like Red 5.
They do it, and they're really fun to work with. They're really cool guys. And I'm at a point just in life in general where I don't want to stress out about the little things. You know what I mean? I don't like drama and friction, and working with Red 5, I don't really have that, which is nice. So and they kind of, in the past have let me do whatever I want to do. I mean, they give me free reign. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't try to censor anything, so it's nice. What are you doing over there, Blake?
Bruce is trying to steal my hot dog. He's trying real hard to steal my hot dog, and I don't
let him do it.
I don't want to,
Bruce.
See, on Kickstarter, you have to have this level of professionalism, but in podcasting,
no. Dude, hot dog marketing, Blake, is not the same as hot dog podcasting, Blake. When you hire me, just know that when you get the hot dog marketing, Blake, it's slightly less of a mess. I have helped raise over $300,000 on Kickstarter in under a year, though. So
wow.
Yeah, you're helping people put a little mustard on their campaigns.
Yeah, put a little mustard on it.
You can have that. That's yours. That is yours for free.
That.
There is your
spicy.
Spicy
Richard,
mustard.
Before we get more to your book, I want to got a couple people. First of all, we got a sausage shout out. Joel says when he was a vegetarian during the pandemic, he's yet to find the same savory satisfaction as a Wawa dog from Chadsford, Pennsylvania. So that's interesting. A Wawa dog. That's I'm not.
Sounds like a place with a roof to me.
It probably does have a roof.
I have a friend who's really into Wawa. And I've never been, that's not a thing out here in California. And so several times when he'd be on a group call or a Twitter space, whatever, talking about it, I thought he was being a cutie pie and finding a fun way to say water. And so when someone brought him Wawa, I was like, are you okay? Are you an adult? What is happening? No, it turns out popular food establishment that does serve roofed hot dogs.
Roofed hot dogs and a delicious flavorless beverage. Wawa. So by the way, Joel is a really great comic book creator and artist, and he's the red cover that I mentioned that looked like a movie poster. So he's loving the reds. He's got a master's. Shout out to him, a master's in course in color theory, which is funny because his comics in grayscale. I think he was getting ready to color it though, but it's I'm hilarious. But
you're drunk on hot dog meat.
I'm drunk on hot dog.
This Pat Richards book. I can't wait. I got the print copy.
Nice. Austin says
I knew being on the show would pay off.
as long as you get something out of it, that's all I care about. But Austin Hamlin, another great comic book creator, says you do got to stand out, have a memorable title. It's definitely a for real thing. Apparently there is I have not met John Cole. I'm still new to the EXP. I haven't met everybody yet, but I'm not opposed to having a EXP hot dog off, a dogetition,
have the EXP
Hogapalooza.
Yeah, hot logapalooza. No,
all of you mail each other hot dogs, and then just do a diary comic about the aftermath.
Speaking of mail, I saw every now and then I get into dead animal scrolling on threads. I don't hold on.
What is that? Richard. Dead animal scrolling?
People that talk about the sad music plays and they talk about their dog that died or their cat that died, and it cried. I think of my old dogs. Anyway, there's these people because a lot of people that the reptiles you order reptiles and they come next day air. They do it like they buy like when you buy like insects and scorpions and tarantulas. They will ship all that, and they come packaged and like anyways. But this dude like ordered a turtle, and the little baby turtle got lost in the mail, and it was in the mail for like a week, and it showed up dead. And I saw this video, and they like had built this enclosure for it, and they like set the dead turtle, and they're like, I'm like, who makes a short like this? Anyway, Richard, you're the mail.
Hey,
made me think of that.
Blake, do you remember that bit in The Simpsons where Homer has to do stand-up comedy and Smithers gets on stage first and says, everyone, just so you know, a small puppy, not unlike Lassie, was just found dead in the parking lot, and now enjoy the comedy stylings of Homer Simpson. Hey, everyone, let's now talk about my fun, upbeat book while you're thinking about a dead turtle.
Yeah. Speaking of, oops,
a creature that could live for
right
100 years. You are a monster.
But P.S. John's a retired pro chef who specialized in hot dogs. Hey, let's get John on the show. I'll tell sad turtle stories.
Hear sad turtle. I want to go back to hot dogs. I want to hear sad hot dog stories.
You know, a lot of hot dogs are actually made of sad turtles. They don't talk about it.
Oh no, that ruins it. Can I show you guys something I picked up today, real quick?
Yeah, hold on. Let me make the. Hold on. I can't find my mouse. All right, here we go. All right, show us.
Doom dog poop bags. Dr. Doom doggy bags.
I thought those were like M80s for a second.
No, it's 60 bags in here. I got this today at Bugs Comics, and it says only a lowly pawn leaves poop on the lawn.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
It's so exciting to see that Robert Downey Jr. is returning to picking up dog poop.
Yeah. I think we're all looking forward to that. And it's unscented. So I think we're keeping it real.
Finally. I'm so tired of everything smelling of doom.
I know. Why does everything have to smell like doom?
They shouldn't. Everything in a perfect world, everything would smell like hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's the world.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I want that.
Like we made it through one Limp Bizkit album that made us think about that a lot, and we don't need to go back to it.
Sorry, guys.
Sad Hot Dog is the title of Austin's autobiography. When that's live on Kickstarter, hit me up. I'll help you sell.
Yeah, I will do some cross promo with that, Austin, because that's very Richard coded.
We will have a hot dog special of specials. That's for sure. All right, now we got the mood juiced up a little bit. Let's talk about mushrooms. By the way, I haven't had mushrooms in a hot minute, and you know my sister, who I don't really talk to, but you know she used to be real anti-fun. Not fun, but like wasn't, you know, like I don't drink, so I can't get on people for being sober or whatever, but like used to be really against all that. And now every now, like they'll trip and go to concerts, and every now and then they got friends that get like mushroom candy bars. And every time, like I've always been like, hey, you know, think your old brother when you're getting those old mushroom candy bars, but no one ever thinks so, old Blake. No one ever thinks so, old Blake. Anyway, I was reminded of this when I was just reading about how much fun you had splitting into triplets and you know, canoeing your way down this hallucinatory experience that you've documented so well. By the way, for the first, actually I think this is already it doesn't matter.
It's gone. Yeah, the
gone.
50 free mini comics of the Norm are gone.
Oh man, you guys missed out. Still some original art though. That's rad.
There's actually only one page left. I gotta update that as well. I sold a third one just recently.
Nice. These layouts are unreal. They're so gorgeous. The pages I sent. Walk me through the again, like a great trade dressing, a great logo, a very, very strong cover. There's a dinosaur. I love hearing your thought process on covers anyway, even like sometimes when you do like your mixed modal experimental pieces, but this is a more like traditional cover, but it doesn't look, anyways, walk me behind what was going on in Richard's head when the cover was being made?
Well, so I wanted something that would represent the three short stories that are present in the larger book, you know, with amongst the larger wraparound mushroom piece. The stories are, one is from the Michelle Abinader's anthology, When I Was Young, which is about me trying to contact my younger self on a paper cup telephone to explain that maybe it's not a cool idea to collect paper cups out of the trash. which was a thing that I did as a kid because I was trying to understand what other people liked. And I was like, well, a lot of people use paper cups, so they must be popular. So I started collecting them out of the trash and storing them on my shelves without cleaning them, which was nasty as hell. There was a book called Stupid Kids that never got launched, or either that or the launch failed. I don't know. The whole thing seemed to fall apart. Where I did a story in there about the time I thought that a pirate costume would scare my bully. It did not, because my pirate costume was quite poorly made. And then the story that I did for Pots and Panels, another absolutely cursed anthology that no one's ever seen, despite it being in some stores apparently.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't worry, I was unpaid and never got a copy, so I'm right there in the same boat. So this was a good way to get it in print. As a child, I bought this piece of candy that was like $1, which was insane back in 1994. But it was Jurassic Park candy called a raptor's egg, and it was the most disgusting piece of candy I'd ever eaten. And I had to pretend like it was great because my friends had just seen me spend a full $1 on it. And then I was so sick and in so much pain for like days afterwards. And then like 26 years later, my friend Lucy and I were talking about it, and she Googled it. She was like, well, hey, Richard, that wasn't candy. That was a toy dinosaur that you put in water, like an egg that you put in water and a dinosaur would grow out of it. And she found me one on eBay and bought it for me. And then I was like drunk and lonely one night, and I was like, well, I'm way tougher now. So I ate it again. And just so much more pain because there were now 2 dinosaurs inside me, probably fighting. So I thought like pirate hat, paper cup, telephone, dinosaur, combine the 3 all together, and like just kind of create this thing of like to show the chaos that is what's happening inside of me. Here's my very normal 72 panel page. This is the moment in the story where I look around the train station and realize that it is clearly fake, and my husband is trying to lure me away from Hollywood by taking me on a fake train trip. I completely stopped trusting him and believed that he was working in cahoots with the strange mushrooms that were growing all around me. It was a good night. It was a really good night. Nothing went wrong.
You posted this page when you were working on it and about the 72 panels. How long did this page take you?
Like 3 hours. Like
Oh,
when
really?
you do, yeah. Like little stuff like this is really fast because like, yes, it's a lot of images, but every single image in this is like pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah, these
Amazing.
like
It looks great though.
thank you.
I can't wait to get the whole book. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look simple.
It's like those 16 panel pages I did in Ex-Wives of Frankenstein. They were all the fastest pages in the book.
Okay. Wow. It just looks complex and intense.
It
But
does.
as
Yeah.
some of you can see, like all of these panels, they have like even here, like the movement, right? There's the Richard running through the tunnel, and you can like feel the momentum, and then this puzzle piece falling. And it's just like every page has this like dynamism, this momentum. It's very unrelenting, and I mean that like positively. And it's really impressive. Your layouts always really impress me, but I don't know. This just feels gnarly. You're really like leaning into the hallucinatory, dreamlike aspect of it, the surrealness. I'm excited. I'm excited too, Jim. Both of you have books out right now that just like I'm very excited to like flip through and see. Just kind of like for 2 wildly different reasons, right? Like to see.
Oh, look, there's a hot dog.
There's a hot dog. And a bucket of chicken that's a week's worth of meals for Richard right there. But yeah, both of you guys have some really really awesome stuff. And you continue to do like all the stuff you've done. Your anthology work, Jim, is like top tier. Like you guys are really, really great storytellers. So I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Really glad you're on Kickstarter being weird and continuing to be weird.
And I gotta say, when I first started putting this Kickstarter together, like when I first had the idea to do this book, I knew immediately the song I wanted to use for the campaign video. So I want to say a shout out and a thank you to Victor Jones for immediately agreeing and realizing that it was the perfect song to fit the vibe of the whole thing. So everyone should watch the video for the campaign. It's a real testament to why you should never throw away old phones.
And so it looks like you can get your whole graphic memoir
Yeah, you can get all 4 of the
Package?
memoirs and basically. I'm not doing any of the dick books on this campaign, and I'm not doing any of the little 100-page horror books on this campaign because it's just hard to.
Hmm.
Those sell out over and over again, and I can't really keep track of what's in print and what's not. Because also, I'm in the middle of moving apartments and moving out of my office at the same time that I'm running this.
Are you changing offices too?
I'm giving up the office because the FBI dropped all the charges against my landlord, and it looks like it's going to get developed sooner than I expected. So all those mysterious fires are just fine now. And so now I'm moving to moving into I've moved into a much larger apartment, so I'm going to work from home. But I gave myself until the end of July to get out of here, forgetting that I'm doing a convention literally every weekend from now until the end of August. So I'm only in town for like 9 days cumulatively between now and moving out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fine. I got a little cart and I'm walking back and forth several times a day to move all my books over to the new place.
Is that messing with your?
Oh yeah, my shoulders are screwed.
Well, it's not. You're not getting to go to the movies as much.
I have not seen a movie in a theater for like I saw the Star Wars film last week about the little gremlin and his robot friend. And other than that, I'm only seeing movies on airplanes when I go to cons.
Wow.
So I've only seen like 11 movies this month. It's bad.
Damn. Oh wow,
some
you
good
were
ones out there
selling this
now.
page.
Yeah, that one's sold.
Wow.
And the only one that's left is the lamp page, which has no color on it, but I think it's the best layout. Or it's got a little color, but like, look at that. Look at those damn lamps.
That kind of reminds me of the shot, the bar scene when you like did the.
Oh, through the wine glasses?
Through the wine glasses hanging above the kitchen or that was a cool. You have a good eye for that kind of stuff. What?
Yeah, I got one good eye.
What makes you think of weird angles like that?
I don't want to get bored. That's all. That's all it is. It's like every, I do my script and then I do my thumbnails, and then when it comes to actually draw it, I look at each page that I've thumbnailed out and I say like, this is the beginning, this is the end. The middle is up for grabs right now. Like, what can I do? What can I do beyond what I have written, like drawn here? Like that lamp page was going to be us. The page before it, Ray and I arrive at the gates to my office, and you know how I have I've talked about it so many times, but like the fish in the fountain that I'm obsessed with. So the entrance to the office becomes this giant version of the fish, and we climb in the mouth and slide down its throat. And so that first panel in the lamp page is us like oozing out of the fish's throat into the office door.
Whoa.
And it was meant to be just 4 panels of us as like Ray went and sat down in the chair, and I started doing stuff at my desk here. And then I realized that when you walk into my office, the first thing you see is the silhouette of 11 different lamps around my drawing space. And I was like, those move all the time. And every time Ray and I are talking in here, he's over on the other side of the lamps, and I'm having to move these lamps out of the way and fold them around me and like switch the angle so I'm not blasting him in the eye with light. And I was like, why didn't I just use them as the frame for the entire page? And so I just angled all the lamps around and played a little bit with perspective. It's just
cool.
It's just fun.
That's really neat. Yeah, that's cool.
Jim, when you're constructing scenes and stuff, like how are you as a writer in your script writing? Like, are you real tight, or do you like to let the artist kind of like Etienne? You've gotten to know him. You've known him for like. Do you let him kind of play around, or do you like to keep him in strict parameters? How's your vibe when you're telling stories?
Yeah, I try to keep it kind of tight. I mean, there's certain things that I really definitely would like to have, like if it's an overhead shot or if it's a profile shot or whatever, and I'll give them that. But I also tell them that, if you have a better idea to make it look better or whatever, please go ahead and do that, because I'm just all for whoever has the best idea to tell the story in the most entertaining fashion possible, So I have a lot of detail in the script, but I also make sure I tell them in all sincerity that if they want to do something else or if they have a better idea, to please do that, if that'll make the scene better.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little bit of both, I guess. Yeah.
I think it's important to let kind of, well, I mean, you got to, when you write the script, you have a vision, right? And especially, like you should let the artist know your vision, and simultaneously be open to the artist's vision, right? Because I think that interplay is where, because Richard can make a comic by himself, and he does it. There's a lot, and not many people can do that, right? Typically, like, comics are a collaborative effort. But as we now know, Richard is actually three selves in one Richard. Like,
to be fair, I do later split into two more.
so
I'm wondering. I'm actually, Blake.
The
I'm really hoping you get this. I don't know how many people are going to notice it, but there's original Richard is green, and I've split off into blue and purple, and later on there'll be a red and an orange splitting off as well.
So it's a team. So kind of is a collaboration.
Sort of a famous team associated with those colors, and I'm using like the representations of the personality types of each Richard.
That's pretty rad. That's pretty.
Well, at least it's radical. It's a lot of cool words like that.
I dig it. I at first I thought you were going like CMYK.
No.
Like artists and pray, and I was like,
no, I gotta, like, a big part of it is like, okay, so like full disclosure, last year I basically had a pretty big meltdown. I did 11 shows in 13 weeks, and that combined with like not slowing down on books, I put out 20 books last year, was probably too much. And like, it does, like, yes, the mushrooms certainly triggered some stuff, but across the course of 2.5 weeks, I go from like the most stressful Comic-Con of my life to like getting escorted from my hotel by the police and trying to get through airport security with a bag full of blood with my hand taped inside it. And and like, then I sort of figured some stuff out and really like pushed forward, and rather than fixing anything, I just kind of like was like, but if I do everything slightly differently, I could do even more. And I become this like aggressive, like, I must achieve this beyond anything else, mixed with this like party dude other figure who's going off and like acting completely buck wild every night, until essentially something got significantly worse in my life in February of this year that was external. And it really just like grabbed all these versions of me that were out there flailing and just put them all in perspective and was like, all of you need to be here right now to pick someone else up. Wow. And so like the book is about like how much you can wallow in your own like destruction, self or otherwise. And then how like once there is an external thing that has to be dealt with, it doesn't matter that you're falling apart. It doesn't matter that you are a broken puzzle piece that's going to be tossed away. You have to just like do it in the moment and like figure out the other stuff later on.
Oh yeah, you got to rally. You got to, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but like a couple people told me, when I switched jobs recently, or when like I got fired a little over a year ago, right? Like, and people were like, man, you just went right back out there and got back to work. And I was like, well, I kind of had to, like there's bills and like, there's no unemployment in fucking freelancing. Like,
I was the one who did
no, it was me. I think we're allowed one or two. I don't know, but it's, there's no assistance like that. So you gotta rally. You gotta get back out there. You gotta get back out there and hustle. And I'm someone, I've dealt with depression, and I deal with depression, and I deal with anxiety. I recently found out at an old job that I had a lot of anxiety issues. And like,
you could have used AI as a tool to help with that, though.
I know, I did. I talked to it. I was like, what should I do? And it was like, you should probably see a therapist. And I was like, how do I see a therapist without healthcare? And it was like, you should make more money. I was like, thanks.
That is a good idea.
I know. I was like, I should.
Yeah. Have you just tried being rich?
Yeah. Have you just tried
so many of your problems?
Dude, like, I
like
talked to my
it'd be a good
dad.
option. Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then when I'm hanging out with my dad, I'm like, Dad, did you ever just like consider like just being real wealthy so that none of us had to work, and you had like a better retirement? And he was like, yeah, I didn't really think of that,
I was giving someone advice recently, and another friend just later was like, Richard, the advice you're giving is really good. it doesn't apply to this person though because they're fantastically attractive. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point. Actually, they're
Yeah.
they're gonna be fine.
I made a joke the other day about like how I wish I wish I was like a more attractive person, because if a chud like me can make $10 a month on Facebook, if I was hot and had abs, like but you still have to work. Like it's not like a pretty person. Just people throw money at them. Like you still have to make content. It's still work. If you're real hot or even unconventionally hot or fit into certain niches, you can even roll into like, OF content and really start making crazy money. But yeah, it was funny. Like a lot of people, like when I had made that comment, a lot of people were just like, oh yeah, like I'd feel guilty. Like someone said they would feel guilty and like want to give the money away. And I was like, you still work for it. Like no one just gives hot people money on the and like even adult content, like not most of them don't have editors, like they're editing that themselves. They like, like they bought a new MacBook with their butt money, right? Like
yeah, they are hustling. Also, Blake, I don't want to like build up your ego too much. Like you're very much not my type, but like given just the number of OnlyFans accounts that I follow that are such a specific niche, anyone can do it if they believe in themselves. It's really just about confidence.
No,
it's all a confidence game. That's right. Yeah.
And a lot of men have told me like that, like I'm if I like marketed to like like I'm a big hairy bear guy, right? But I don't anyway.
Yeah, our beauty standard is steak and beer. You're gonna be fine.
Maybe one day I'll get.
Feel left out. No one's ever given me any OnlyFans advice.
I know,
so.
right?
Well, I don't know you well enough yet.
Jim, you gotta be desperate, right? I share way too much online, and so like everybody knows when like Blake's bank account's about to blow up, right? Like everybody knows when like Blake got a contract because he bought a gaming PC, right? Like everybody,
this is like
people know my finances, so they're like, dude, you could always like take your shirt off and eat hot dogs on OnlyFans, like grease yourself up a little bit. Some dude will pay for it.
Somebody would do it. Somebody would enjoy it. There's at least for everybody.
A few years ago, I was in Montreal. My husband was having his knee replaced, and I was at this like awful hotel by the highway, and some CG guy found me on Grindr and like recognized me from like comics, I guess. And he messaged me, and I was like, well, like one, he found me on Grindr, so he's on Grindr too. But he messaged me, told me who he was, told me what his whole deal was, and then threatened to like publish all of my Grindr pictures to Twitter and like tag me in all of them. I was like, dude, I post these pictures because I'm very proud of them. Every single thing that is on my Grindr profile has been my Twitter profile picture at some point. like my username on Grindr when I'm in Canada, at least, is Rick Moranis. Like I'm very proud of that. I have definitely screen grabbed all of this.
Is that what?
Yeah, he was like trying to. He was just trying to like threaten me to scare me, to show me that us queers shouldn't be in comics. And I was like, a good point. But like,
that's not a good point.
No, that was huge sarcasm. I want to be really clear. At least for this month, I agree queers should be allowed in comics.
By the way, Mad Prophet Tommy thinks we should try carving a hot dog into a dino shape. Alistair's suggestion. All right.
I like this Mad Prophet guy. Mad Prophet, I want to be on your show. I'm free on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tommy, have him on. He's fun. They talk on Leprechaun OF. I'm 5'10".
Okay, but if we can get Warwick Davis.
By the way,
to mention that I just did it in Dallas, actually. Only they had him like upstairs away from the other like celebrities that were there.
Oh, really?
I wanted to meet him, but never got a chance to. Oh, well, someday.
You can live your dreams eventually.
Eventually. And that's what keeps me waking up every day.
That's why Jim's on Kickstarter. He's trying
what's the weirdest celebrity you've met at a con?
Mine?
Yeah, like what's your weirdest celebrity con experience?
Oh gosh. Um, Weirdest one. I don't. I haven't had. Oh well. Fred Williamson, and it wasn't weird. It was just totally delightful. You know who Fred Williamson is?
Yeah.
He's a famous blaxploitation actor in lots of classic movies. Uh, anyway, yeah, he was just really cool to talk to and hang out with, and just a funny dude, man. But as far as weird ones, I don't really have any. I don't think. Um, do you? Do you have any like? I'm sure you do.
Um, best one
Richard, do you
probably.
have?
Uh, Gillian Anderson kept switching accents throughout an entire weekend with me in the green room, so I would get very confused as to which was her real one and which one wasn't.
Really?
At London
That's
Film
bizarre.
Comic Con back in 2012. Famous, well, I'll just say allegedly because of, who knows. Allegedly, Johnny Fairplay from Survivor punched me in the face once. Um,
For the band Survivor
no,
or the
from the,
TV
from
show
the
Survivor?
popular television show Survivor.
Right. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he punched me in the face and pulled his pants down and ran away. Sort of waddled away because his pants were down. Had a very confusing massage experience with I'm gonna forget his name, the guy who was R2D2.
Kenny Baker.
Thank you, Kenny Baker. Yes, yeah,
That was a guy.
mall. Yeah, he's not actually a robot in real life. A mall massage parlor, not like a genuine
It
one. Not a
doesn't
dirty one.
talk. It makes computer sounds.
Okay,
There was
listen,
a guy inside the can.
I've seen one Star Wars, and it's not the one that has him in it. I just know who he played because we went to and had massages together.
He's not a real robot.
That's
He's
great.
not. He's not a real
The
robot.
Force isn't real.
I got
It's
into a
wrong with
lengthy
you.
conversation with a customer the other day, trying to remember the name of the film where Pedro Pascal's legs get longer, and they kept insisting it was Fantastic Four. I'm like, no, not like that. Not the film was The Materialists, but like that man had 2 films in 1 year about his legs getting
get
longer.
Tommy wants to know if he punched you because you killed his grandma.
That's a good deep cut. No, it's because my friends were feminists. Maybe the worst person I've ever met.
Oh wow, really? I
Yeah,
don't.
really?
I haven't met any. I've only done like
second
press
worst,
at a
second
few,
worst, second worst.
but I've never. Like I think Jim Lee was the most famous person I've met, like at a con, and I only got to talk to him for like a second. I put a comics and magazine in his hand.
I met Charlton Heston. He was really grouchy.
What
Oh
a shock.
really?
Yeah, just grouchy, but it was fine.
That's funny. I met
No
Neil
crazy
Adams
stories.
the day before a con, and I heard like years later, like everybody had like all these terrible experiences with him at a con, and like Neil Adams was like so kind to me and like talked to me for a long time and was just really cool and chill and wasn't grumpy. And I was very shocked to hear that like his con, but it was like at a store signing, not at a convention.
That's where I met him. I've seen him at conventions also that I've done, but when I actually spoke to him for a while, it was at a comic shop, kind of like what you're describing, and he was totally cool. He was very, very kind.
I could see how cons can. I mean, as press, I get stressed at cons. I was an idiot and did almost 30 interviews at Planet Comic Con, and then came home and launched a business when I was supposed to go work at insurance with my friends. And so,
oh my gosh!
Now
That's a lot of
everybody's like,
stress.
now I'm like scrambling, and I'm like doing all these Kickstarter contracts, and I'm doing like now I got not comic book people wanting to hire me to help there because they have no idea what to do on Kickstarter, and like I can sell stuff, right? Anyways, but
can you imagine how depressing it would be though to work for insurance and not have any?
Right, I know it'd be neat.
That would be
I
depressing.
feel like eventually I would get it if I did work for insurance, maybe.
If you did well.
Yeah. If I
Yeah,
did
the
well.
insurance. No, it's the same as the comic industry. Everyone just offers to send you a PDF of it instead.
Yeah, they're like, we'll give you like a small part of your insurance to start.
Mm.
And then like 3 months later, when the Kickstarter wraps up, we'll give you
Yeah,
the
we
rest
promise
of
we
your
will
insurance.
fulfill this eventually.
Hopefully nothing happens in between now and then where you
It
need
wasn't at a
insurance.
con. It wasn't at a con, but I did make out with John Waters in a fountain once.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He was
What
really
led up to
sad.
that?
He'd been booked. He was doing a talk the same night that Roger Waters was doing a show, and he just found out that a lot of people had canceled their tickets because they bought to the wrong thing, and so he was very
Oh,
sad. And so we made out to cheer him up.
did it work?
I hope so.
No, it made it worse. I would
John
never admit that.
John Cleese.
Don't
John
be
Cleese John Cleese once saw me sitting at a bus, waiting at a bus stop, looking miserable because I was a teenager. And he just, as he was walking past, looked at me and said, "Why are you looking so sad? You're about to get on a bus. You might make a friend."
It's wonderful. I can totally see that happening, John Cleese.
By the way, Tommy wants to know if anybody's going to NYCC. I will not be because I'm poor and bought a. You know what I will be doing? I'll probably be playing my gaming PC. That
I will
spent
be
a whole bunch
at
of money on.
NYCC, but
You
I
will
will.
be?
I'll be in New York going to
Oh,
the con. I'm there for some other work the same week. It just happens to line up.
so you won't be at the con?
No, but I'll be at
I
all of
will
the
be
after
there.
parties.
Oh, nice. Maybe you guys can run into each other. Tommy's fun. He's fun to hang out with.
I like to hang out with Tommy. I'm not going to New York Comic Con, but I'll be at San Diego Comic Con
Oh,
in
me
July.
too. Are you tabling?
Yeah, I'm at the Red 5 table.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So, yep,
Oh, I'm in small press.
cool. I'll come and see you and say hi.
Cool. I'll have a big yellow banner with a dinosaur on it behind me. But before then, I still have to do QCon and Anaheim Fan Expo and VanCaf and 2 others that I can't remember that are just small shows.
Wow.
And then I have a week off, and then I do Boston, and then I do Chicago, and then I have something else. It's just see, this is what worries me is I had that whole like complete crash last year around this time from doing that many shows, and this year I'm doing more because I've learned my lesson.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
like the floor dogs though. Like after you've eaten the spoiled hot dogs, the floor dogs didn't really harm you.
But I
And
got
so,
so
like-
much sicker from the second dinosaur egg.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Thanks, Troy Blake.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm getting weaker.
Not a good friend.
You
Not a
push
good
yourself,
friend
man.
and not
I
a
mean,
good podcast host.
in comics, in the comics industry, I mean, mental health. I did I taught a comics U class here in St. Louis, which is something they do every summer. They hire different people to um, sort of speak to new comics artists and writers and stuff, people who want to get into it. And a lot of my talk that I had was about maintaining mental health and pacing yourself. You know, it's so important, and not just in the comics industry. I think anything, well, anywhere, but in the entertainment industry in general, it's like it's so important because there are so many stressors
Yep.
everywhere, and things vying for your attention, and everything's urgent, and
Yeah,
you
and
just
you
really
think
have
if you
to
say
draw
no,
your parameters.
like for me, I was always scared. Like if I say no, they'll never ask me again, or if I say no, they'll find someone who will, you know. And so like a lot of times,
Yeah.
like I would be trying to do shit that I had no idea what to do. That was like due tomorrow, you know, like, and I mean that's kind of getting pushed and pushing myself into those situations is why I'm getting work right now. Like, you know, I used to work with designers. I never designed or built anything. Now I build whole Kickstarter pages and I mean, I'm not a designer, but I can make a clean and efficient Kickstarter page that like focuses on what it needs to focus on and doesn't distract people.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times people can just I need all this flash and shiny stuff and crazy graphics and complicated schemes and I got to make it look different than everybody else's, and then you end up getting like confused and you don't really know like what to order, or there's too many options and you get choice paralysis or whatever, right? So like, you know, I make a clean, pretty page, but I didn't. Dude, I would make social media graphics for people sometimes, like basic social media graphics, and I went from doing that to now the first Comics the magazine, I designed an ad in it because when I used to work on that, and like so I've done like print ads and social media ads and like Facebook ads and all, anyways, like I just I pushed myself hard and got into situations a lot. Also, like when people find out you can put out fires, you're like always that guy. That kind of sucks. Like when people find out that like oh, you can build a page overnight, and it's like never let anybody
You're always
find
busy.
out. Yeah, never let anybody find out you can do stuff like that.
Like if you need something done, ask a busy person because they know how to work. That's
Yeah.
It's always true.
That's so true. Yeah.
But yeah, mental health in this industry.
Wait,
is,
do you?
Oh, what's up, Jim?
Oh no, I was just going to ask you. Do you? What is your main gig that you do? Or do you work in a comic shop?
No,
No?
I don't work in a shop. So I work with Lori at Laguna Studios. We've kind of teamed up, and we offer like Kickstarter services. So like from brainstorming.
That's the main thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's my day job is client Kickstarter work. I do some like direct. Every now and then someone will have me help with some direct market stuff, some marketing hype. So I've been comic book marketing kind of Kickstarter, but yeah, it's basically Kickstarter work is my life right now. I do like all Laguna's campaigns, Laguna's client campaigns. Now we are preferred vendors. So like we're on Kickstarter's preferred vendor list. So that's how I'm getting these like outside of comics jobs because they're reaching out to us through Kickstarter. It's kind of crazy, Jim. And some people are like, Blake, I'd love to hire you. And I'm like, nope. I'm like, I'd love to take your money, but I can't right now. So it's
that's good. You're busy. You're making money. That's awesome.
No, yeah, things are good. Things are good and getting better. But yeah, it's weird, man. I used to try to get away from Kickstarter, like because I was like, I started chasing clout on the podcast. I've talked about this. Like I got to interview Brian Bendis and some people, and I was like, I got to talk to some of my heroes, and I was like, oh, this is crazy, And this show started because of Kickstarter. Like I used to interview Kickstarter. That's how it started, and then I was like, oh, I don't. And then I started when I got comics jobs. Like I had a lot of Kickstarter clients and like some difficult Kickstarter clients, right? And it was just like. Kickstarter for a while like made my life harder, and now like every asset of my life is tied into Kickstarter. Without Kickstarter, I would be dust. I'd be nothing. I'd be a shell of a man. I'd be a red cooked lobster without the flesh inside of it. So it's just crazy how life turns around.
I'll tell you what I think. I think you'd be a rotten hot dog on the floor of an office waiting to get eaten by this guy.
Yeah, Blake, can you just get a shirt made that says "All Gliz, No Riz"? I think that would be some powerful branding for you.
It would.
Yeah, look, this is like on the topic of like mental health in comics. I think one of the biggest obstacles to all of us, especially like indie creators, is we all kind of think we're a bit worthless.
Yes.
Like.
And we're not.
The amount of apologizing people are doing for just being here, and like I joke about this all the time. I say like I make comics to apologize for existing, but like I think a lot of us really feel this way. And I was talking with a good friend of mine, Aaron Reynolds, at a con a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying like I was saying like it's incredible how many shows I get invited to be a guest at. But I always feel like I'm on this tightrope where I'm going to fall off at any point. Like I'm going to become not worth it because I do weird shit. Like, I mean, like the comics I make are weird shit. And he's like, yeah, but like, you got to think about it like this. The con has a budget for a certain number of guests. And if they already have 4 Batman guys, do they need a 5th Batman guy? Does that move the needle? Or does having something wildly different, like the guy who does Dinosaurs, Dicks, and Ghosts, or the guy who does Birds That Swear, or like the guy who does like deconstructions of superheroes through toxic masculinity. Like these are very different things to have at a show. And so I started that weekend, I started keeping track, because I always get it a little bit. People who like tell me they came to the con to find me. Like if it's the first time I've done a con, that doesn't really happen. But if it's like my second or third year, there's always a number of people who say that they came here for me. I might not be their only reason to be here, but I'm a part of their ticket sale. So I started just keeping a tally of it at shows. And the first weekend, it was a big show. 58 people told me without prompting that they had come here to find me, to get something else from me. At the show the week after that, like the number of people who had read a book of mine last year who came back to buy every single other thing I had available, or people who were upset that things were now not available because they had either talked to me online or whatever. It was like 46 at a smaller show. Like, we don't keep track of this stuff. One person, look, like that feeling when someone says, "Oh, hey, good luck with this," to let you know that, like, because they don't know the thing you do, they think of you as like a hobbyist or you know, a joke. Like, that sticks with us. But we need to start really remembering the people who actually say, "Oh yeah, I do actually like and value what you do," because we let that go so much easier than we can any kind of negativity or dismissive words.
Well, we should acknowledge it, and and enjoy that sense of communication and people who are touched by your work. It means you're not worthless. It means you're bringing something to the world that
Yeah,
is making someone happy or moved.
I'm not saying get like a big ego about it or whatever, but like we just need to
Yeah.
slightly shift that needle of, you know, showing up as if we're like the dirty weird kids who couldn't afford their own haircuts. You know, like there's we all have such a pig pen energy compared to like anyone who's done anything on a book that like my mother knows about.
I like that you're mentioning that, Richard, because you know, when for my short time at Comics the Magazine, the editor-in-chief Joe Keating, like, he would say a lot, like, because we'd be in like meetings, you know, and it would be like, how do we make this cool? How do we make this sound cool? How do we make this look cool on the internet? Which are things I still say, right? Because like a Kickstarter campaign isn't always cool. Like, you know, sometimes you got to make it cool, even if it is a cool comic book. Sometimes you got to. But anyways, he did say something, and he was like, "No, comics are already cool. They've been cool. They are cool. They're going to stay cool. Every big movie that makes $1 million is based on a comic, right? Every big actor has fought over a comic book movie role. There's big comic book video games. There's big comic book novels. There's big comic book, you know, like, comics are cool. The thing we do is cool. Whether you draw them, write them, edit them, whether you're like me and do back scenes marketing stuff to help them get made, you know, what we do is cool. Just because some people don't understand it, just because there's always going to be that person who's like, well, they still make comics, and whether they mean that or whether they say it as a jab, you know, but there are still a lot of people who are like, I meet people every day when I talk about a book I'm working on, right? And they're like, I didn't know they made comic books about that. And there are people that don't know they make comic books about everything. Still.
That will never go away. I was getting on a plane, flying from New York to LA. This is like 6 years ago. Walking through first class, and Bendis is in first class, explaining to the person, no, more than 6 years, because when Bendis was on Superman, and he is explaining to the person next to him that he writes Superman, and that, yes, in fact, they still do have Superman comics. So, like, that will never stop, no matter how high up the chain you go, or how mainstream you go.
And it'll also usually always be somebody in your family. Somebody you love will be. No, there's for real. Like, my uncle, I love my uncle. My Uncle Chuck, he just won the lottery. He just won $100,000 on a scratch off. He got to take home like $70K, right?
What's
like,
his number?
Yeah, right. But
does he like Kickstarter?
Yeah, right. I got some Kickstarters you could support.
Superback or Uncle Chuck?
Yeah. But he goes, there was a time where I was talking to him about work, and you know, like, over the last year, like, I've gotten flown a couple places a couple times, you know, and like, and when my family found out about that, like, they were literally like, you're getting paid? And they were literally like members of my family. I like cry at my desk sometimes. I'm so overworked. I've like had to get a cry out before I can like go through my emails, or like I've like made to-do lists the first thing in the morning that were so intimidating. I thought about giving up, right? Like I've gone through terrible shit to stay and try and thrive in this industry. And for like people in my family to be like, oh, you're getting paid? Oh, you were just fucking podcasting. And I was just like, F me, man. Like, F me hard to death. Like, that is just like, just so defeating. So, but it will happen.
It's always going to be the case, though. That'll always be the case, like Richard was saying, but you have to make sure that that's not the stuff you focus on.
Yeah. I got Brian Manell. He agrees we should give way. Exactly. Like like I said, I love my uncle. Maybe he thinks I work for free, but there's a lot of people who know I don't and like the work I do. Right. And I get down on myself a lot. I get mad at myself a lot and I don't have faith in myself even more, but I've never had to make a resume. I've yet to write a cover letter, right? Mm-hmm. All my work I get from referrals from people being like, yeah, Blake worked for me.
That's great.
That's cool. So I know I'm not a piece of shit, but my brain is still like, your Uncle Chuck doesn't believe in you, man. Like
insecurities are always going to be there, trying to cause trouble and wreak havoc in your
Tommy reminding us all, sounds like we all need aggressive positivity, which you can see on Tuesday nights here on the EXP. Guys, I've kept you an hour and a half. We've covered a wide breadth of topics, but I figured it might get a little weird and personal tonight, just because of talking about a memoir, talking about being in the industry. We're all gonna talk about stuff, and as much as we love comics and being on Kickstarter, it does get stressful, right? It gets, even after you fund, it gets stressful because then you got to fulfill the damn thing, and that's a lot of work too. But it's been so great, Richard, catching up with you, getting a taste of your new memoir, Oops All Richards. Like I'm so stoked for it. Again, like, check out the Kickstarter page. I know we scrolled through it tonight, but read through it, check out some of that art. It's got a momentum in it that's just really begging for some wonderful indie comics support that you can give it on Kickstarter. And Jim, I've known you before. Like I said, I was a big fan of Atonement Bell, and that was such a cool, creepy series. And I love when religious horror, I was raised Catholic, so that weird stuff just makes me happy. And so I'm glad to see you back, trying to creep us out again, on Kickstarter. I wish you both the absolute best. I know you've both got plenty of time left to raise money on the campaigns. And as I mentioned before, there are links in the show notes that you can click on them. You can check out all the books we've talked about and be a hero and support indie comics. I know I talk a lot. All right, I get it. That's why I'm a white guy with a microphone and I just can't shut up. But this is the one part of the show, because I am so kind, so polite, so just damn giving. I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to give the floor to you guys. And I want you to go through, if you've got websites, mailing lists, e-shops, web stores, things we can support outside the Kickstarter, Substacks, any of that stuff. Please, please, please let us know where to follow you. Let us know where to click on. Let us know where to give you some money. Jim, lead us off. Let us know where to support you.
Okay, well, I don't have a website, but I am on the socials. I'm on Threads and Instagram as @radio_Jimbo. And I'm on Facebook and X as @Jim Ousley, and Blue Sky. If you search Jim Ousley, you'll find me on there. And of course, the Kickstarter, the Agony of Stars Kickstarter. Would love to have people support that. And Kickstarters they can be very stressful and they're a ton of work. But when it's a project and a story that you really believe in, it feels good to do them, because you're going to get it out into the world and into people's hands and eyeballs and hopefully hearts and minds. So that's where you can find me. And thanks for having me on. And Richard, it was great to meet you, man. I'm looking forward to reading your book.
I'm looking forward to meeting you in San Diego. That sounds fun.
And Jim, I'm also sorry, because if you ask all my guests, and Richard's been here for a few of them, every time but tonight in the green room, I ask everybody how to say their damn names, and I didn't do it today, and I said your name wrong
Jim.
in the intro.
Jim
Ousley, Jim Ousley, and I said Ousley like he was an owl in the damn sky. And I apologize for that.
No, don't apologize. I've heard every pronunciation of the name, and I answered all of them. It's all good, man. But it is usually. But if you call me Ousley or whatever, I won't be offended.
Well, yeah. I'm offended at myself. It just I always ask people like, "Well, man, it's so funny." The one time I didn't do, this will make you feel better. The last time I didn't do this, you know who it was? It was oh my God, what is it was Ed Brisson, and I said his name wrong, and I said Ed. I think I said Ed Bryson, and it's and even on his people told me like on later like his Twitter, because this is like back before we all left like the mass Twitter exodus when it was still fun, but like someone said like his Twitter was like it says in his Twitter bio, it was like sounds like kissing or sounds like kisser or something, and I was like shit, I didn't see that. I was like anyway, so you and iconic comic book writer Ed Brisson have something in common. I flubbed both your names. But no, I do. It was great to get to talk to you, and I am stoked for your project. Richard,
thank you.
I know you do. I know you got to kick Richard, and you usually keep it easy on us. But you got anything else going on?
I mean, before I say all my places, do you want to talk more about dead turtles so everyone's depressed again?
No, I don't have any more dead turtle stories, man.
Give it time.
You'll be back in a couple weeks. I'll find some new ones.
I got a new campaign starting July 21st for a book called Love Letters. It's another 100-page horror. I can't be on that week. I'm at San Diego. But anyway, no, I'm kickrichard.com for whatever I'm currently doing on Kickstarter. Right now it's Oops All Richards. We had my best ever launch day, did hit $3,000 on the first day yesterday, and now we're heading toward 4 on day 2. I am Richard Fairgray everywhere. I'm Dix by Richard on Blue Sky. They won't let me post that content to Facebook or Instagram, so Blue Sky is the place to find that. And I'm starting a Patreon in the next few weeks, which I'm saying on a lot of podcasts to really force my hand to just get organized and do it. What started out as an 8-page gag, my comic about grappling with my physical attraction to the penguin, specifically Danny DeVito's Penguin, is going to it has sort of turned into this massive background project that I haven't figured out how to publish. So I'm going to be doing it as a Patreon within the next few weeks.
Wow.
So if you want to see how I feel about the Penguin and how complicated that gets, it's gonna be a wild ride.
There's an old if you go back a live stream or two, I think was it the last one? Either the last one or the time before when Richard was on, we definitely talked about the Penguin came up.
It started a little over 3 years ago now, and I really thought it would I started a thing called I'm only drawing Danny DeVito as the Penguin until I stop wanting to F him. And
you gotta go. You gotta go on Tommy's show.
And I thought it was going to be a little short comic, and now I'm like hundreds of portraits in, and I own a lot of Penguin action figures, and I just bought
you bought like a lot of merch and statues and stuff, right?
I just bought that $1,500 like life-size head, and I've attached it to a sumo suit, and I'm just like working out some stuff. And it's all going to be in the book, so it's all going to be on the Patreon. So look forward to that.
That's so. I mean, that's your Patreon's gonna kill. You're gonna be like Stepan Sejic. Like you have like 68,000 Patreon subscribers.
I'm gonna have like 3 people, but they're gonna be really devoted. It's
really intense. It'll be intense 3 people. Yeah.
Well, it's like since I started drawing, so back when I did Blastosaurus, I used to get a lot of like gifts at cons. People would bring me dinosaur stuff. And because of it kind of obviously is a little bit of a tribute to Ninja Turtles. Like I got a life-size Splinter puppet sent to my house made of rabbit fur with some weird notes. But that kind of has dried up since I've been doing the memoirs and the other weird bits and pieces. And I've kind of made it pretty apparent I don't like stuff. And since I've started drawing the Dicks, I now get like a lot more dick-shaped gifts, including like acrylic lamps and Papa Smurf figurines and candles and like everything else you can imagine. And I'm just sort of terrified about what's going to happen if I go real public with this Danny DeVito content. Hi, Richard. Danny DeVito's in my trunk. I thought you'd like him. Thanks. That's great.
Was there a high school locker full of a Danny DeVito shrine? Not in my high school. I did. You know who I had in my locker? I was real into Dawson's Creek and Katie Holmes. And so I had Katie Holmes pictures. It's funny. I had Katie Holmes locked up in my locker well before Tom Cruise locked her up in a basement.
It's so because you were kicked out of high school for disturbing behavior. You were kicked out of high school for disturbing behavior, correct?
No, I was.
That's a Katie Holmes joke. That's a joke about a popular movie that Katie Holmes was in.
Oh, it is. That is a great movie where they're making the kids crazy.
It's the one where she keeps saying razor as if it's going to catch on as a term.
and she wore that white tank top. Looked really hot in that. I remember that. I remember that fondly.
You and I have different memories of things. I remember the elderly janitor killing a lot of high schoolers and being like, "Yeah, I'd do him."
I did get kicked out of 8th grade. I got the one time I've been suspended in school was in 8th grade, and I got suspended for bleaching my hair. Because I went to private school and you can't love Christ and have blonde hair, apparently. But yeah, they made me unbleach it, and so we tried to dye it back, and it turned chrome purple, because the brown did not work with the bleach blonde, and so then I had to buzz it real short, and I had this kind of chrome hair. And the principal was they knew we tried, and my mom begged her. My mom was like, "We don't know what else to do. We cut it off. We dyed it. It's chrome." And she was like, "He can come back to school." But yeah, anyway, so one time.
Wow. Phenomenal.
I love a woman in a tank top. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. God, I always pull up the wrong comments. I need to start reading these things before I did that a couple weeks ago. I had a couple Black creators on, and they were talking about their book, and I was just going a lot of cool people were talking. So I just started going through the comments and bringing them up, and I clicked on a couple that were whoa, racist. And it was just I've been every week now. And I guess I'm getting a few more views. We're getting a little more popular, I guess, right? So you start scarfing dogs and getting some extra views, and you get the weird racy weirdo.
Yeah, you're bringing on the hot dog crowd.
The secret lead singer of Southtown. Jesus Christ!
All right, look, I have to go and.
We all have to go. I have to go cut a record or something now. I don't know.
That sounds untrue, but I'll believe
it's very true. It's very true. Everybody who hung out in the comments and left appropriate and nice and normal comments tonight and talked about comics or hot dogs, thank you. We really appreciate that. Cole, I see you in the chat. You did miss the hot dog comment. You came in late. I only had 2 hot dogs today. I usually bring 3 normal size hot dogs. Today I had 2 extra large hot dogs. I didn't want to eat them, and I still ate them. I did that for you. I'm here for you all. All right. Anyway, we will be back next week with more amazing guests, more amazing comics to talk about, and more delicious hot dogs to eat. Yes. Please remember to follow these guys, check out their works, check out the campaigns, click those links in the descriptions. I don't put them there because I'm bored. I put them there so you click on the damn things. Click on the damn things. Support some indie comics. Be a cool person. Cool people support indie comics. All right. Love more, hate less, read comics. We'll be back next week. I love you. And I clicked the wrong button. I was just about to leave the studio and leave the stream running.
Get it together.
Oh my goodness.
Paid professional.
I will never get it right. I swear. I love you.